I can't express to you enough how awesome I think this is, and can you even consider yourself a college football fan if you're not hyped up for this? I don't think so. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we got some big, and I mean some big time news surrounding the SEC. And it involves no other than Alabama, one of the best teams in the country, Georgia, also one of the best teams in the country, Texas, one of the newer SEC teams, and also Oklahoma. I'm so excited to get into this. And also, guess what? It's official! The Seminoles are suing! Well, my bad. I guess technically it's not Florida State, the university, but the state of Florida, they're suing the CFP. Just like the commentator said in the Dodgeball movie, it's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it pays off for him. We got to talk all about that. That's just a complete disaster. And also, it looks like Florida State has found their new quarterback. And I'm not talking about for the bowl game. I'm talking about for the entire season next year. We got a lot to go over. Strap in, buckle up. It's going to be a jam-packed video. And hold on. Real quick. Got to say this. I want to give a big shout out and just in general, a big thank you to some of the members of the channel. Some people get confused by this. Let me clarify. No, I'm not talking about subscribers. I'm talking about members. To be a member of the channel, you just hit the join button. And I don't even know what it's at. I think it's like $3-4 a month. You get a cool badge by your name, and I try to do some member-only community posts, and also there's some member-only videos. But in all seriousness, you're not going to gain too much from being a member. The whole point of being a member is it helps out the channel a little bit more. It's just another way to support the channel. I guess a good comparison would be Patreon, if any of y'all heard of that. Big shout out to Fiber Pro. Been a member for nearly 1 year, 10 months. What about that? And also shout out to Rodney Green, Jack Sheeran, Digisports, Damian Reeves, Chuck Vickers, and by the way, big shout out to Chuck Vickers. I always see him comment on the videos. He's been a member for half a year. Will Clymer, Jordan Lead, Ben Lowry, that's one of our newer members, Steve, also a new member, and Daniel Chambers, he's also coming up on a year. Yet again, thank you to all of our members, and trust me when I say this, subscribing is more than enough. I've jibber-jabbered enough, so Matt, blah, 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 shut the crap up. Now without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, first things first, you know what? I've had a change of heart. I was going to start with the main topic, but let's get this Florida State topic out of the way because I know if I save it for the end, I'm going to want to talk about it for 5 minutes, and let's just get it out the way. Well, actually, hold on. I'm currently looking at some of the comments on the previous video about the Dylan Raiola situation with him, Georgia, and Nebraska. If you don't know what's going on, you got to be living under a rock. And check on this comment. Can somebody explain to me what is going on in the comments section? More Short said, if Nebraska becomes relevant again, I think Matt should have to wear a corn costume for his next live reaction. Hashtag Matt loves kernels. You know what? How about this? If Nebraska wins 8 games, anytime, it could be next year, the year after, if somebody sends me a corn husker costume, I guess, or just a corn costume in general, I'll wear it. I'm not too worried about it because Nebraska, well, they're Nebraska. They'll find a way to screw up at least 5 games. They're not winning 8 games anytime soon, so I ain't worried about it. But if somebody sends me one, I'll eat the crow and wear it. And look at all the replies to this. Hashtag Matt B. Kernels. Hashtag Matt loves kernels. Hashtag Matt B. Kernels. Hashtag Matt loves kernels. What is going on? Hashtag Matt B. A corn a cob? What? Here we go again. Another hashtag Matt loves kernels. And oh yeah, by the way, I gotta throw this in there while it's on my mind. There were so many people comment on that video talking about, well, Matt, man, I can't believe you hate on Nebraska, man. They used to be good back in the 90s, man. My brother, that's my point. The last time they were relevant was in the 90s. Now, don't get me wrong. They were somewhat decent around 10, 15, 20 years ago when they had Bo Pelini. But my entire point of all of this is Nebraska has been a crap show, a dumpster fire for the past several years. And I still think it's going to be extremely hard for them to turn it around because kids nowadays have no incentive to go to Nebraska. Terrible location, there's nothing to do there, it's cold, and they're not very good. And I saw some people trying to compare Nebraska to Alabama because they were like, well, Alabama, they went through a dry spell after Bear Bryant and so on, blah, blah, blah. You know how it goes. Here's all I'm going to say about that, and we got to get a move on because we're not even supposed to be talking about this. Everybody knew when Alabama was having a bunch of terrible seasons dating back to the Mike Shula days, eventually they would return to the glory days. But with Nebraska, I wouldn't be shocked if they never return to the glory days. I could talk about that all day long, but let's talk in and let's get to talking about what's going on with Florida State. You see it right here. The state of Florida is officially suing the College Football Playoff Committee. Number one, this is a waste of taxpayer dollars. And number two, it's a waste of everybody's time and money. And to go on top of all of that, I think it's embarrassing. I said it before, I'm going to say it again. It sucks for the Florida State fan base. I feel terrible for them. But good gosh almighty, now we're suing people. It's over. You got to man up and say, you know what? Life isn't fair. It's over. We didn't make the playoff. You know what this is? Let me give you a great comparison so people like me and you can relate. This is the equivalent to when you hear in the news somebody suing McDonald's because they slipped on an ice cube in the store. Like, bro, what? Come on, man. What are we doing? That's how I feel about this, and I don't want to spend any more time talking about it because it's stupid. Moving along here to our second topic, ironically and coincidentally enough, however you want to word that, it also involves Florida State. It looks like they may be getting a new quarterback soon. And I feel bad for because this is terrible news. If I was a Florida State fan, I'd be pissed off, but Oregon State transfer quarterback DJ Ugabadoogie is on an official visit to Florida State this weekend. I can't tell you enough how much I hate this for Florida State, and let me make this clear, I am not a Florida State fan. I think this is terrible because Florida State just went undefeated. They had an unreal season. I think their new standard is to compete for championships, and they want to make the playoff, right? Well, if you want to compete for championships, and I mean this with all due respect, DJ Ugabadoogie is not your guy. Is he good enough to win you 9, 10 games a year? Yes, but that's it. We saw it at Clemson. We saw it at Oregon State. He is not a guy that can lead you to a national championship. And I even think you could sneak into the playoff with him, but you're not going to do anything. I was shocked, though, when I went in the comment section because Florida State fans were all saying pretty much the same thing. I trust Mike Norvell and the coaching staff, and if they want him, I'm good with it. It is refreshing to see that the Florida State fan base trusts their coaching staff, but I don't care. I don't like this. I'll give you this much, though. It's definitely better than Tate Rodemaker, that's for sure. We'll see what happens there. But now, finally, moving on to the main topic of the main encore, the main reason you clicked onto this video. What in the world is going on with the SEC? Well, my friend, I'm glad you asked because there's a lot going on. 2 days ago, it was made official that on November 23rd of 2024, which is next year, by the way, less than 12 months, Alabama will be traveling to Oklahoma. We're going to say that one more time. Next year, Alabama is playing Oklahoma in Oklahoma. That speaks for itself. I think everybody and their mama can't wait for that game. That's just a huge ball game, but hold on. There's more. It has also been announced that guess what? Next year as well, in 2024, on October 19th, Georgia will be traveling to Texas. Whew, man, oh man. You want to talk about two of the biggest and best games next year? That's these right here. Alabama going to Oklahoma and Georgia going to Texas in a heavyweight SEC matchup. Both of those games are going to be unreal and awesome, but I can't wait to watch Georgia and Texas. That's the one I'm circling the most. But hold on. If that was enough for you, there's more. It was also announced a couple hours ago as when I'm speaking that Georgia will be traveling to Tuscaloosa, Alabama on September 28th next year, 2024, and playing a night game at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Man, oh man, what about that? And guess what? Tonight, if you're not doing anything, tune into ESPN because a full SEC schedule is going to be revealed. As to when you're watching this video on Thursday, more than likely, if you're watching on Thursday, the SEC schedule is going to be revealed tonight on ESPN. Stay tuned for that because more than likely, we're going to be talking about that tomorrow. Wait a minute, did I say Thursday, Matt, you idiot? It's Wednesday, my apologies. I can't express to you enough how awesome I think this is, and can you even consider yourself a college football fan if you're not hyped up for this? I don't think so. And I do want to say this before we end off the video. To the Oklahoma fan base and Texas fan base, much love to y'all, especially the Oklahoma fan base. They've shown so much support. I just love them. We get along great. Welcome to the SEC. I still believe you got a rude awakening ahead of you because it's just not the Big 12, man. It's different over here. There's no more of these cupcake games in the Big 12. Every single game in the SEC, outside of Vanderbilt, is going to be hard. Don't hate on Vanderbilt too much because we need them to bring up the entire conference's GPA. I'm ready for Oklahoma and Texas to come to the SEC, be a part of one of us because that's how we roll in the SEC. We're all one big conference. We're not rooting against each other in bowl games. No. I want to see all my SEC teams do good. And there are a couple SEC fans who probably root against teams in the SEC, but not me. I want to see everybody do good, thrive, and succeed because it makes the conference look better. I could go on and on, but let me know your thoughts on all these big-time matchups down below. But